breaking free from psychological hostage, understanding, accepting, and treating one of the most profound challenges we face in psychotherapy is a phenomenon that can be called psychological hostage-taking. This is especially true for children whose parents or caregivers suffer from mental illness. In such situations, the child grows up in an environment from the very beginning in which freedom, independent identity, and conscious choice are taken away from them, so that they can be completely subjugated and obey the destructive commands of their caregivers, and are treated more like a tool than a human being. In fact, unlike someone who is suddenly taken hostage, these people have never experienced freedom and, as a result, are often unable to recognize the true nature of their captivity. Psychological hostage and its consequences. 1. Failure to form an independent identity. Children who grow up in such environments cannot imagine themselves separate from their hostage situation. They not only lack freedom but also do not understand the meaning of freedom. 2. Guilt and suppression of emotions. The caregivers of these people often create intense feelings of guilt in these people, and they believe that their parents' problems are their fault or that they were not good children to their parents. This deep sense of guilt keeps them in a cycle of suppressing their true feelings and leads to masochistic or self-destructive behaviors. And they consider any amount of abuse they receive from their caregivers as their own. 3. Strong emotional, intellectual, and financial dependence on the hostage taker. These children may feel love or empathy for their sick parents because their minds create defense mechanisms for their psychological survival. This dependence makes the path to treatment more difficult. The path to treatment and liberation from psychological hostage-taking. 1. Awareness and acceptance. The first and most difficult stage is accepting the fact that the person has been in a state of psychological hostage-taking. Many of these people live in denial for years and think that their condition is normal, and all humans have similar conditions. 2. Recognizing the devastating psychological effects of their parents. After acceptance, the person must understand how their parents' illness has affected them. This includes identifying imposed beliefs, emotional traumas, and unhealthy behavioral patterns that have been formed in them since childhood. 3. Rebuilding an independent identity. At this stage, the person must learn that they are not simply a product of their past circumstances and can have an identity separate from past traumas. This requires learning new skills, building healthy relationships, and rebuilding self-confidence. 4. Forgiveness and release. Forgiveness here does not mean justifying the parent's behavior or denying past pain, but rather a means of psychological liberation. The person must learn that their parents may have been victims of similar circumstances, but this does not mean continuing the cycle of harm. 5. Learning life skills in the free world. Many of these people, due to being raised in a limited and pathological environment, lack the skills necessary to live independently. Therefore, they must learn skills such as establishing healthy relationships, managing emotions, and making informed decisions. 6. Entering the real and free world. The client must begin to live an independent and healthy life while staying in touch with their psychotherapist. Conclusion: children of mentally ill parents often have a difficult path to free themselves from the effects of their past. However, the therapeutic process, although difficult and time-consuming, can make them stronger and more aware. They can not only move past their past traumas but also reach a level of growth that even children of healthy parents may never experience. This path requires patience, support, and gradual awareness, but ultimately, it ends in liberation, independence, and a meaningful life. The question that arises here for every referral I make for therapy is why we have to live a hard life, and those who have had healthy caregivers have not experienced this injustice. And I answer this fundamental and ideological question in this way: if you become well and healthy, you become stronger than healthy people. Why? Because your expectations of the world become much lower. When you are hurt by your own parents, you no longer expect anything from others, and when someone helps you, it appears as a favor from your perspective, and secondly, your progress is much greater. Those who had healthy and helpful parents have not gone to independence and ability because they were on welfare. Because this is hard work. Thank you for watching this video. Please follow my channel Effective Psychotherapy and share your comments and suggestions with me.